Well, between icy roads and slippery intersections, driving in the winter is not always easy in Manitoba or in Winnipeg, but it becomes more challenging when you can't tell what lane you're in. You know those white and yellow lines that are supposed to guide us through traffic? Well, what do you do when you can't see them? Most people just follow the car in front of them and hope for the best. And how often do you realize, oh, hang on, I'm not actually in a lane here? Happens to all of us. CBC's Jim Agapito asked some drivers in St. James how they navigate this and what they think of driving conditions in Winnipeg.
My full name is Arek Manya.
How would you say the roads are right now?
They're not good. Just simple word is not good because the snow pile up and they didn't clean the road, especially in the area inside, really bad.
It's early Bilawell. I mean, we never see the painted lines in the winter.
So how do you go about driving in those
I
conditions?
just follow the other cars and just, knowing the streets.
Evelyn Tiano.
How are you navigating the ones where you can't see the painted lines on the road?
Oh, it's hard to see right now because of the snow. Like the line that you said, sometimes it's hard to see.
How do you know which lane to stay in when you can't see it?
Oh, I just follow the first person or the first car that I have to follow so that I be safe.
Does that worry you sometimes?
Yes, sometimes.
Just follow the person who is ahead of you. That's what you do. And if that person is going wrong way, you follow that person. And that's not a good thing because you can see the line. And we all been through that in Winnipeg and the city know that.
I don't know, it's just instinct almost. Yeah.
So you're so used to the roads that it's...
Yeah, I know to follow. And most streets are narrow. It's like 2 cars, 2 lanes, so it's okay.
Does it make it difficult when it's narrow like that?
Yeah, sometimes definitely, yeah. Especially when there's too much snow.
So how do you drive cautiously then, I'm curious?
I have to be careful. Yeah, I have to be careful because I don't want to get accident. And, when you get an accident, even it's not your fault, it's hard.
What areas do you think are worse than others?
In the city where I live in EK, they're not good. So I would just focus on that and then downtown.
CBC's Jim Agapito out to tee up our next interview, talking to some Winnipeggers in St. James yesterday. We should note the city paints lines on roads once a year, then they apply a second coat to about a quarter of them, depending on weather and road conditions. Our next guest says, though, he has some suggestions to improve the visibility of lane markings in Winnipeg. Chris Lorenc is the head of the Manitoba Heavy Construction Association and also chair of the Safe Roads Committee, and he's with us via Zoom. Hi there, Chris.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. So we've all been there, with these issues. What do you think could make it better?
Well, first of all, the mission and mandate for both Manitoba and the city of Winnipeg is to provide streets and highways that are safe in condition, that allow traffic to move, that minimizes the risk to both motorists and adjoining properties and pedestrians to harm. So line painting and line marking is part of the safety infrastructure, which sadly is being ignored by both jurisdictions. And I understand the pressures on budget, but they invest, as we all do and should, in street traffic lights and lighting, in warning lights, flashing lights, and signs, merging, etc. We don't escape the responsibilities of safety just because there's snow on the ground.
So I understand one of your ideas is reflective paint.
Yes, it's called thermostatic. It's a product that is heated to, I think it's 200 degrees, and then applied, and it's specifically designed to handle harsh conditions, freeze thaw, including heavy snow plowing. And the product has embedded in it layers of reflective beads. So as the product wears down, it regenerates and provides an ongoing supply, if you will, of reflective beads that allow the motorist, especially in nighttime driving, to see exactly where the lanes are and help motorists steer their vehicles properly.
Do we know how it stands up against like -40 and being covered in slush and slow and being scraped?
It's specifically designed for the kind of harsh conditions that we face across Manitoba and in our country. And so it's a product that is used, but not used often enough nor well enough.
Why wouldn't it be used? I mean, obviously you can't answer for the province and the city, but I mean, is it expensive? What are the reasons that might not make someone use this?
Well, for every investment that you make in safety, there is an added cost, but the benefit is that you provide a measure of safety. You minimize the risk of injury to person and damage to property. So I don't think it's an excuse to say, well, let's use a cheaper paint and try to get away with it, because that's not being safety responsible. And we all have a responsibility to be safe and be responsible for our safety.
Why have you been advocating for this? What's your personal experience, just at your personal level, been winter driving in Winnipeg?
Well, I think it's extremely frustrating for all Manitoba motorists, whether you're driving highways or municipal streets or city streets, especially in the winter, when you can't really see or determine what lane you are in or into which lane you'd like to merge or move into. And that simply creates unsafe driving conditions, and it puts everybody in harm's and risk way, and that should not be acceptable. So I think both Manitoba and Winnipeg, very respectfully, need to get with the program and invest properly in thermostatic products that reflect and allow the ability of motorists to understand where they're driving and how to get there.
Have you been in talks with the city about this?
Well, over the years, we've made comment. We haven't specifically presented briefs. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's not something that should be the subject matter of delegation to either the province or the city of Winnipeg. It is, as I said, part of safety infrastructure, and it should be an instinctive annual routine by each of the two jurisdictions.
Thank you very much for being with us, Chris. I appreciate your time
Thank
today.
you. I appreciate this.
Chris Lorenc, drawing attention to, he says, a need to better delineate the roadways in Winnipeg through the winter months, and his suggestion, this thermostatic reflective paint. He's president of the Manitoba Heavy Construction Association. He's chair of Safe Roads Committee. CBC reached out to the city of Winnipeg. We were told the city will have more to say about this within the next week.